All right, folks, welcome back to the League That Means Nothing. And we have another great match for you all today. It is going to be Kassai versus Dromai. The Volcourse, right? That's what it's all about. Volcor v Volcor. I'm Tommy Fresh. I'm helping commentate today, and also joining is yet again Mo Bogsley. Are you excited for this match?
I am excited. Dromai versus Kassai. The deck that cares about poppers versus the deck with almost no poppers. So this will be very interesting. I don't know how this match plays out or who is favored. I would assume it's Dromai, but we shall see.
It's kind of interesting. We're going to save to be able to get free on hits could be something
Ooh.
that we get like a little bit of spice from. Kasai does care about that. So I think we should just get right into it. This is the League That Means Nothing, found on Go Again Gaming, and this is going to be a fun one. Are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do it.
Let's do the thing where you edit all this out.
Edit,
Yeah.
edit, edit. Az is so good at editing. Edit, edit, edit.
He's
Look at
so
Az
so
go.
good.
Woo. Look at him go. He's editing.
What an
That
edit
should be done
guy.
now.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Well, here we
Rolling the
are.
dice.
Rolling the dice is
Bam.
Steven over here on Kassai. You might know him as DM Armada from the YouTubes, and he's facing against Mocha on Dromai.
Interesting to point out here, DM is not playing Kano.
Yeah, this is that's a interesting thing because DM loves Kano, but perhaps he wants to play with new spice. Kassai's a new toy, so why not
And the pretty Marvel. Wow, look at that.
just open one of those? Not to brag, folks.
Ooh, rich guy Tommy over here. Moneybags Tommy, you could call him. What is that token next to Dromai?
That looks like the backside of like a rules token, maybe from the Blitz deck, much like the Intimidate token that Sigma had in the Reinar v Reinar match,
Interesting.
which we recorded days ago.
Yeah, that was like last week. I'm glad to be back here again in the studio with you.
It's always fun to be in the studio with you, my bugs. I missed you.
Yeah, no, it was a long flight to fly there and back to your home just to record this, but this league means nothing, so we need to put in maximum effort.
Max effort for Min League. No, this league's awesome. So, what are some key things that you are looking at here for Kassai? Because Dromai, we know Dromai has a lot of strength and just has been kind of like running the tables in the illusionist side of things for quite some time now. What does DM Armada need to be doing here?
Yeah, so DM needs to respect dragons while also keeping the pressure to take cards out of Dromai's hand. It looks like the swords that she brought was is that the parry saber? I don't
No, that's the hot streak. The one that if it's blocked by an attack action, it gets go again.
interesting. Okay, so Dromai doesn't have a ton of attack actions, but they normally do want to block with them in the late game. So that will really put the pressure on Dromai to give up those dragons to not give it go again. So that is something that is very interesting. Nalrune gloves to not just get comboed out by arcane late game is great. And the boots that can just block over and over and over again, get an insane amount of value by just blocking every turn. But looks like Dromai will pop the gold token and make smash.
Yeah, worth noting, we're both royal here. Kassai is also wearing the Crown of Dominion. If you look at DM Armada's deck there, it's looking pretty thick. There's a lot of cards there. I think DM Armada might be planning to go for a really long game.
Either a long game or it is quadruple sleeved. I cannot tell.
It could be both.
Looks like perhaps the gold token and they decided to Arsenal pass, really just making some ash and gaining some value.
A fair, respectable play on turn 0 from Dromai. This does, however, leave Mocha up to, perhaps a big turn from DM Armada. And we will
Yeah,
see.
Kassai doesn't have an agility token yet, but there is non-attack actions and reactions that give the swords go again. Spoils of War to start, so it's either the next attack this turn +2 and go again. And if any weapons hit this turn, they can create 2 copper tokens.
And pitching a Heart of Fiandel there, that shows us a lot of things. It shows us that DM Ramada's deck is very expensive. And it also shows that he is playing for a long game. And Spoils of War is so important here. Getting the copper tokens for your blood on your hands, plus being able to go wide, get extra value off your Valiant Dynamos, which obviously haven't blocked yet, but pretty important.
Starting off with a 4 go again on hit coppers. You have to respect almost everything Kassai does every turn because the on hits will slowly gain advantage. But if you block too much, you can't close the game. So it's an interesting balance to play against Kassai's.
It really is. And I'm curious to see how the Dromai wants to play against this. Because in a lot of ways, creating a bunch of dragons might be your way to win, but also, taking these hits and kind of losing that value is tough as well. And he lets the Centauri Saber hit, going down to 36 and giving Steven 2 coppers. Oh, and here we have Outland Skirmish, which is going to give the next attack +3, next one-handed weapon attack, I should say, and also we'll get an additional copper if it hits. So we have the hot streak coming in for a whopping 5.
On hit 3 coppers as well, almost getting up to the needed 6 coppers. That is terrifying to sit down against.
I don't
Mocha
know.
is deciding if they want to block this or not. The go again shouldn't matter here because the Saber's already attacked.
Yeah, likely the last card in Steven's hands going into Arsenal. And Mocha says,
takes it.
I don't care about your copper. You can have copper. I'm gonna make some dragons, and I'm gonna make your life very, very hard.
Yeah, so this might be a big pop-off turn from Mocha with the new book. We might just see a huge dragon come down as well. Or it could be a go wide turn. There's so many things that Dromai can do in the situation that I'm excited to watch.
Oh, there's the book. Books, Jerry.
Book.
The Tome of Imperial Flame. Man, this card has really pushed Dromai in such a powerful direction. You might as well look at that and say, this is a Dromai card, not a Phi card. Because
yeah, I honestly always forget that Phi can even play this card.
But Phi just doesn't get the same amount of value, unless you're trying to go a little bit heavier on your cost curve. I just can't see it, but Mocha here is going to get a lot of value out of this Imperial Flame. Pitching the 2 red, getting the 2 resources, and 2 ash. I mean,
God, what doesn't that card do? Insane.
Block.
Oh, Hedgehog is coming out. 4 go again.
4 go again. Blaze Headlong coming in. Just one of the best cards.
Wow. Steven very quickly just has no blocks. Doesn't even think about it. He already knows what he wants to do.
Oh, Mirror God.
Comes a Dragoon.
And if Steven was waiting to pop whatever dragon was coming, that plan is a little bit messed up now that we see the Mirror Guy.
Yeah, huge punish if that was the plan. The attacks that can pop it is probably just Nourishing Emptiness ×3, if I had to take a guess.
Likely, unless you board in some CNCs and stuff like that. Which I have to imagine maybe you
got in there. Yeah, if you have them in the sideboard, definitely any poppers are good poppers. 34, 31, and Rake the Embers. All the little babies are coming out to play.
And this seemed like a huge play that can go against Steven, because oftentimes the little ones are the tougher ones to commit resources to kill, right? Because
you don't want to pop up. Yeah, no pops, no attacks. You really don't want to do anything with them. They're just annoying little flies that just fly around you.
But if you're not careful, they can get to the point where they can just overwhelm you.
But Kassai can make it her own little soldiers as well. So this could be a minion off if it gets to that point of the game.
Man, that would be a lot of fun, wouldn't it?
It would be with pop all those coppers, make a bunch of little dudes.
Well, she's got to pop gold, not copper.
Oh, is it gold for the dudes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Copper for the blood on her hands, gold for the raising army. It just so happens that raising an army just costs a little bit more money.
That's fair. Go to the local pawn shop, turn those copper into gold. I'm sure they'll give you a good price for those.
Absolutely. Now, I wonder what DM is thinking here. He took all that damage, except for
Very quickly,
he did have
too.
the Valiant Dynamo. Another
spoils. Pitching a blue Blade Runner.
So the interesting thing here is, do you send the first one to Mirror Guy?
Depends how many poppers you're playing, honestly. If you don't have a lot of poppers, you could just say, I'm not that scared of it. It looks like they do kill the dragon. No more Mirror Guy. 2 coppers for Steven.
Sitting here at 7 coppers. So these blood on her hands turns might be what Steven thinks is going to be his way out of this matchup.
It makes sense to me. You can swing with each sword twice. They get a buff and they cost less, I believe.
They swing twice, get go again, and get a buff. Again. Kassai's ability gives the cost reduction if you draw a card.
Yes, that's what it is. Which the gold or copper can be turned into a card draw, so no worries about that. Looks like Steven is grabbing the second weapon. Just attacking for 2 now with on hit, make 3 coppers.
Just 2 coppers here on the spoils.
Kassai is not a hero I've played yet, with it being brand new. I'm still trying to learn all the card interactions.
You're doing great, buddy.
Well, thanks, Dad. I appreciate you.
Problem. So interesting thing here is Steve's got 2 cards in hand. The Centauri Saber does not have go again. And it's going to demand a Mirror Guy block, which is going to bring out an Iron Song response, giving it +3, bumping it up to 5. Should push over 1 damage.
Yes, which will make the coppers. And does Steven have anything else? A sink below.
Oof. That did not go to plan for Steven. Wondering what the other card was and what was in his arsenal.
Dynamo did just trigger, got rid of the counter, so it can block again next turn. That 1 block every turn is going to get so much value, and really just say one of those ash rings do not exist.
Pretty incredible. We have a Invoke Yenderai here. One of the tougher dragons to just kill with damage. Popping is awesome.
All the ash rings are just coming out of here. 1/1/1. Shortcutting a little bit.
The DM's
and now the big green dragon is coming in for 3 more.
Does he have the popper here? That would be a nice excuse not to play a card from, but he's saying no. Wow.
Maybe it's a blood on her hands that he really just wanted to save for all 6 coppers.
But you know what? That would be a great use for blood on her hands.
Back over to Steven. The dragons aren't out of control yet. The life totals are pretty similar.
In a lot of ways, this matchup could be a grind, right? Because you're not operating on a lot of big damage unless your opponent spirals out of control.
Steven is popping the gold token here. making the weapons cost 0.
Such a powerful ability. Here we got Precision Press. Your next Sword or Dagger attack this turn has Go Again and Piercing 1. The Piercing 1 rarely comes up, but that does allow for you to go wide, get the counter off the Valiant Dynamo, and really just like have a ton of value. And these swords cost 0 this turn.
Yeah, with I believe 4 cards left in hand as well for Steven. Starting the hot streak.
2 Go Again with
go
Piercing 1.
2. Yes, piercing. Man, this game is hard. There's a reason why, Tommy, we are in the booth and we're not on the floor playing.
Yeah, we're too good. We win every tournament. That's what they told us.
Oh, I thought it's because we're so bad. Wow, they told me the opposite. This is embarrassing.
Well, people just they're protecting me, I think. Hurting my feelings. Oh, here's a Blade Runner. Red. Just a classic card here. Interesting play here. Already had Go Again, but you know what? It is
wanting to kill the dragon, maybe? I'm not sure. It's only 5 damage currently.
Well, it's only well, actually, it's only 2.
Oh, it's the next weapon attack. It's plus
Next
3.
weapon.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, Warrior is such a weird class. As you can tell, I've played 0 Warrior games in my life.
Satari Saber is coming in for 5 here. With a buff.
So the first attack was to get the counter off Yenderai. Now the second attack, I believe, is at Mocha directly.
It's kind of how you have to handle Yenderai if you don't plan on popping it. Just kind of throw something that really, whatever, 2 damage at Mocha's face is really not the most important thing here.
Ooh, getting 2 cards out there. A Nourishing Emptiness is a huge one to see early.
Ooh, Stroke of Foresight. Target weapon attack gains +3, has Reprise. You could draw a card and put a card back on top of your deck. Classic warrior card.
Or even the bottom if you just don't want to see that card next turn. You can just get it out of your deck forever until later.
Is it the 9?
Coming in for a 9 now. Over the top, 4-3.
Does Mocha have another trick?
No, looks like Mocha goes down to 28.
This might be the game plan you need to do here. Just kind of like nickel and dime Mocha here.
Yeah. Deal with the dragons one by one, but also send some damage face.
Here's another
book.
Oof. We know one thing about Mocha. This person likes to read.
Yeah, he's going to the library every day, making sure his intelligence is up there. Getting some more ash off this as well.
We could probably take some notes, huh?
I am taking notes as we speak.
More ash, 2 resources, bunch of cards. Your dragons have Go Again. Ooh, there's the burn them all. Followed by an Invoke Uvia. Oof.
Little babies are going to be coming out every turn unless Steven can deal with this.
This is brutal. Like we said before.
Now, consciously, how do you feel about popping the Big Mama Dragon? You know, there's a bunch of kids out there. You have to feel a little bit guilty, right?
Yeah, sure. I think I would feel guilty. Mostly because it feels like I wasted the whole attack. Let's be honest. But this is the way that Mocha can really overwhelm DM Armada here. I'm not sure if I would even risk attacking with the Uvia. It's only 1 damage.
No, I think it's almost like a soul read. You have to look at your opponent in the face and just say, are you going to kill Mama Dragon? And if they say no, then you can just attack with it, right? People don't lie.
This is very true.
There is a popper.
Oof, there we go. You know, that is important to kind of clear that up. But these little ones from the Ashwings are going to become a real issue.
Looks like a burn them all came out to close the turn out. Or was that played earlier and I just missed it?
It played before the Uvia.
That makes sense. Gotcha. DM is going into his turn with 3 cards in hand, 1 in arsenal, and a whole lot of dragons out there. Not scary ones, just little babies.
Yeah, but those little babies, they could be like an army. Have you ever had those situations presented to you where they ask, how many toddlers do you think you could take in a fight? Well,
I'm at a solid 4.
Solid 4? Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
DM Armada is pitching 3 cards for 4 resources to crack a copper. Holy smokes.
Because something to note though, the weapons are free now, so you will get 2 resources back in that aspect. If you can swing both of your weapons this turn.
Might be tough with 1 card in hand. 1 card in arsenal.
Yeah, 1 in hand, 1 in arsenal. Hopefully just drawing a big 6 attack, I guess, to kill the mom.
This is a tough situation. This could be the turn that we look at and say, you know what, this is where it went downhill. But there is still time to, oh wow. Just going to play the Raisin Army, not pop any gold because he didn't have any. But just
that is so unfortunate.
Just to clear up 1 dragon. That is a brutal turn. And gosh, I wouldn't want to be sitting where Steven is right now.
No, this does not look good for Team Steve. It looks great if you Team Mocha, though. Really putting on a show over there with all these baby dragons.
Mocha is in a great spot. And Mocha's also really blinging out on the Dromai, right? I think those are
both players honestly blinging out. You got the Marvel with Steven. You got the pretty foily baby dragons.
Yeah, and I believe that Uvia is a Marvel. We'll see if this Invoke Vincenterkai is also.
Looks like it will be. Bam. Just a little baby coming in, just 1 damage.
Plus the 1 from the Burn Them All.
2 damage is a value. Another one.
Yeah, very interesting. DM Armada going down
that was
to 19.
6.
Oh,
another popper.
Very nice. So we are in a very interesting spot here where he's still in a rough spot, but he's able to clear the dragon. So maybe he has another turn where he can try to go wide. Right now,
DM still has 3 cards, which is amazing if you're on DM side here.
Yeah, and this might be a really opportune time to go blood on your hands, right?
Huge time to go blood on your hands.
But it's not looking like it.
It looks like we're just starting the turn with an attack.
In the tank a bit, which understandable.
The camera freeze, or are we in the tank? Looks like we are in the tank. Okay.
Keep that Centauri Saber in the snaps. Attack.
Here comes an attack for 2.
Just a measly 2.
Pitching a yellow, which hurts a little bit.
Coming in for 2.
Has to be go again from hand. You have to assume if you're sitting in the Mocha seat right here. No way Kassai keeps 3 cards and it's just 2 damage.
And there's the Blade Runner. I almost said Blood Runner. That'd be a cool name for a card too.
Ooh, Blood Runner. Let's make it up. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Call us LSS.
So 2 go again. Nothing else spicy there, but the next attack does get +3. Then a Blade Flurry.
Oof.
This to be +2. And then +2 to the next attack. So now it's going for 4.
That's quite good.
And Mocha is taking it out of 24.
Takes the 4, but maybe this next sword attack just goes and kills the Uvia. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is for what? 3, 5, 7?
Yeah.
So it could kill the Uvia if needed. Or if DM doesn't think it's threatening, just send 7 to the face. But Mama Dragon is officially slain. Those babies are now orphans, unfortunately.
You really have to keep that in mind because we started seeing Steven's life total go down little by little each turn just with the onslaught of these Ashwings.
And they look cute and cuddly, but man, do they bite.
Here's a Asvali, one of the better finishers with the arcane damage in the
Yeah.
deck.
Oh, and Clyroria as well? Okay.
Numbook is
So
cooking with gas.
a lot of players do not bring in Null Rune against Dromai if they don't think the game's going to get that low. However, DM did bring in the Null Rune gloves, so the arcane damage isn't as scary. But it still demands a card every single time, or you will take one.
And he's snap taking this one right now. Worth noting, he's already blocked with 2 Nourishing Emptiness. There's 1 left in the deck, most likely. We don't know if there's some other poppers floating around.
Yeah, we have to assume there's the discard agility maker and CNCs. So maybe 7 poppers left total.
That could be huge.
The numbers of poppers you bring in against Dromai or Prism matters a lot. Each additional one slowly moves the matchup more towards your side, or at least it feels like that.
Absolutely. Now, if you were sitting in Steven's seat right now, are you happy this is Dromai, or would you be happier if it was Prism?
I don't think you're having a good time either way. Normally, warriors struggle against illusionists because you're not playing those big attacks. You don't have a way to punish them because you can't pop their stuff. All their stuff is just overstated and huge value. Well,
There's
there's a
the
CNC though.
Whoa.
Killing the baby dragon too. DM said, you know, enough of this little blood and cuts. Like, we're just gonna stop it with the baby.
You know what? I get it because it's pretty easy to send 2 at Kyloria, right? You know, clear that pretty easily
Mm-hmm.
and not have to wait for them to deal a ton of damage to you just to pop it.
Exactly. You just saved about 3 to 4 life by popping the first dragon, which is something a lot of players don't seem to realize against Dromai is while it feels inefficient to kill the babies, you almost just could time walk them. Take an extra turn. Don't worry about what else they want to do on their turn.
Oh, just snap killing the Kyloria with
Hopefully has a way to go again here. I haven't seen a way yet, but a Blade Runner being pitched makes me assume there's another Blade Runner or something similar in hand.
just creating a vigor with the grains of blood spill. First time we've seen it actually activate.
Looks like we don't have a token, so we will just use a white sleeve and Arsenal Pass for DM. Just when we think things are slowly getting up for him, it is the Arsenal Pass, unfortunately.
You know, sometimes that reads as, hey, he has a popper, right?
That could be true. A 2 popper hand. Just try to set up the Arsenal and draw a better hand for next turn. So how will Mocha respect this? The third and final book. He is back to the library, back to reading these books.
This is pretty huge. I mean, if DM Armada here can survive 3 books,
book.
that is crazy because this is one of the more powerful cards in the Dromai deck, and we've seen all 3.
I'm not sure if DM is going for a more fatigue slow plan or if that is just the draw that he was given this game. Looks like a Sinkpool low is pitched there. And a Mirror guy is playing. So there's a second popper in DM's hand. He will have to take some damage here to play it. 2 and 1 arcane coming across here. Realistically, that Arcane is going to hit almost always because you don't want to give up a card just for 1 damage.
Just such an efficient card, Asvalite, and then without the Phantasm, just becomes a real beast. And there's no way that Mocha even swings with the Mirror Guy after this. I mean, well, then again, this is the league that means nothing. So I could be totally wrong there, but I could see Ash Wings coming after this. Perhaps you just pop one. And then
just end the turn again. Really try to catch Mocha off guard.
Maybe clear the Asvalite. Or no, not the Asvalite, the Mirror Guy. I mean, there's only so many Mirror Guys in the deck. 3, actually. So if you
There's also only so many poppers. So at what point are you just saying, I don't have poppers left, you can have that, I'm not worried?
It's even going down to 16 here. 14.
Okay, looking at their hand again, deciding what to do. We'll activate Bloodscale Furnace to get an extra resource.
Was this a big dragon?
No, it's just the Green Boy. Green Boy is back out there. Comes in with the endurance counter on it, so you will have to send an attack to deal with that. DM is just taking the little babies down to 13. Pops with the boots on 1. Yenderai coming across.
See if there was a popper in that hand.
Yeah, with Mocha still having a card in hand in Arsenal, you really have to pop this now to not let them do more stuff to you. It might just be a sigil in hand or defense reactions, though.
Yeah, we know we're playing against Sink Below, which is a dangerous card against Kassai. Can really just cover up stuff after you've already committed a bunch of resources and power into one of your sword attacks. But I do think there's a way out of this for Steven. Let's just see if
I do
figure it out.
Blood on her hands into another blood in her hands. There's just so much tempo. It looks like there was no popper. Marigai coming across. DM down to 8.
Oh.
Here comes the chain finisher Dust Up. 4 on hit. Make another Ashwing.
This is arguably one of the best cards to finish a chain with. You know, it's this and like Snatch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the ninja payoffs. But man, Dust Up really is scary.
0 for 4. Relevant on hit. Like, looks like the Grains of Blood Spill plus a Blade Runner is being blocked. So covering that up. DM saying, no, you are not going to get any value off of this. Let's just deal with it now.
Oh,
but Snapdragon Scalar's coming out.
Oh, man. What does that mean? Oh, Dissolve
Reality.
Oh, my God. This is a new card. Each hero puts all cards in their arsenals on the bottom of their deck and creates a ponder token. Talk about punishing.
Wow.
Mocha with the spice.
That is such a bait play, too, because there's no action point remaining. So you really don't expect anything like that to be played. You assume you're safe with your 3 cards in arsenal going into your turn, but you're not. So the the Vigor token, was it? Will pop for a DM, getting him 1 resource.
Mm-hmm.
3 cards in hand, 3 big dragons on the battlefield already. How do we clean this up?
At 8 health, as a ponder, which is, you know, a nice little consolation prize from that Dissolve Reality. But at this point, you know, it has really slipped away. We will see if Steven can really do anything here.
I believe Steven has played a lot of Dromai in the past, so I do believe he knows how to get out of these situations. I could be wrong on that, though. A Saber coming across for 2.
With the 1 resource.
Killing a baby. Is there going to be any go again or anything with this? Or is this another Arsenal pass? 3 cards in hand.
Man, what could those 3 cards be? I have to imagine that Steven's there pointing at his arsenal. He must have had something really important.
Oh my god, an Arsenal and pass. Wow.
That is brutal, folks. It's the kind of things, these expansion slots really can do some serious buffs to a deck. I mean, we've seen 2 of them big time.
Yeah. And the Rabble coming out there for 4 go again, revealing a Clarori on top. And DM just has to block. He's at 7.
Oh, with
Another Burn the
fancy-
Ball comes out. A Chromai comes out. This battlefield is flooded with dragons, flooded with auras. And DM is just hoping that there's a window to get back into this game. It is not over yet, though.
Here comes an Ashwing with Phantasm, and the Asvali with Phantasm.
Chandra coming in.
Looking like
DM is at 3. He might be able to live for the next turn. Blocking with the armor. Going on to 2. Rake the Embers.
Oh,
and DM's
man.
a good game.
Holy smokes. That is a tough one to watch there at the end. But you know what? None of this matters. It means nothing because this is the league that means nothing. Now,
Look at us.
Wow, folks. That match was something else, folks. I got to say, Steven really tried there. But in the end, the Dragons just overwhelmed him. What are your takes on that match?
It doesn't really matter.
Just like this league. Wow.
Hey. So that is the original Warrior versus Illusionist matchup, right? If we go back in the day to OG Prism, when it was OG Prism versus Bolton kind of just sat there and said, this isn't great. All your attacks have Phantasm, but I don't have attacks, right? So DM got those poppers out early, tried to swing things into his favor. And I really want to know what that Arsenal card was. What did DM lose that he was planning on taking advantage of that was in the Arsenal? Was it Blood on Her Hands? Was that the big pop-off turds that just got shut down?
I have to imagine it was because, based on his hand that turn, it looked like he couldn't do anything without whatever he had in there. And it's really a shame, but that's how the cookie crumbles, folks. I mean, dissolved reality. I mean, reality is dissolved in that situation. But, hey, listen, this has been yet another feature match for the League That Means Nothing. I have been Tommy Fresh. You can find me on Twitter at FreshBudsPod. Check out Fresh and Buds. A lot of great guests as Mo Bogsley, other really cool people. Where can people find you, Mo?
You can find me on Twitter at Mo Bogsley. Find me on YouTube at Mo Bogsley. And, just find me on the internet. Find me hanging out with the buds.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you all. And have fun editing that one.
Yay, editing. You got this.